The screen is visible, right? You're able to see the screen, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there are.
Yes, sir.
See today, this package thing. I'll be explaining this from like the demonstration will be from the command prompt. So uh, first I'll create a folder. I'll create a folder by the name. I'll just create it as the examples. I'll just give some random name. Okay. So I'll write the program here. So how to write a program in Java? Like when you want to execute it through Java, like in Java, when you want to execute a Java program through command prompt, how do you write a program? So first thing is you can open a notepad. You can open a notepad. So here you can type the program. So here you can just type the program. So I want to explain the concept related to package, right? So I'll just write it as first I'll create a package. First I'll create a package. I'll give it as the name I'll give it as demo package. So not demo package. I'll give some random name. I'll give some name as um, it's my package. My package. So this is my package name. So this is my package name. So after this, I'll just write a class. I'll just write a class called um, what is the class? I'll just name it as demo. That is more suitable. So after that, I'll write one method, public static void main string arguments. So after that, mm, the print statement system dot out dot print ln system dot out dot print ln. Then it's a package example. Some message it will display. So after that, I have to save this. How do I save this? Means file, save as, file, save as. So within the quotes, the class name. My class name is demo. So I'm saving like this. So once you click on the save, once I click on the save, you can see that you can see here I have this class by the name demo. I have a class by the name demo. So now how do I execute? Means I'll execute it from the command prompt. So if I type cmd on the search bar, I'll get the command prompt. So from this, I'll change the location to desktop. So in desktop, see all the files have stored it in desktop. So I'm going to the location desktop. From desktop, this program is available in example. So what is the folder name I've given? Folder name I've given as examples. So I'll go to that. So now I am in the directory. So now I am inside this folder called example. So now I want to execute this file. I want to execute this file demo.java. So how do I execute that? Means I have a command java c -d the directory. So I want my mm, package directory to be created in the same folder itself. So I'll just give the same thing. So I mean the class file, that class file should be created in this folder itself. So in this folder example, in this example folder itself, I want to create my package. So I will give and for that I'm using the dot means current directory. So my dot class file will be my dot class file will also be generated in that directory itself. So after that, what is the file name? The file name is demo.java. So if I run this, the compilation is done. So compilation is done. So you can see once the compilation is done, a folder is created. I told you that package is nothing but the directory in the sense folder. So inside this package, I have my demo.class file, demo.class file. So how do I execute this file? How do I execute this file? Means Java demo, I'll give. So if I give this, I will get an error because if you want to execute a package in Java means you have to execute it by the Java package name dot file name. So here the file name is demo. So I cannot execute directly by giving this command. So I'll get an error. So if I write like this, if I If I write like this, I will get an error. Could not found the class or could not load the main class. So how do we execute packages? So Java package name. So what is my package name? Package name is it's my package. My package name is it's my package. It's my package dot file name. My file name is demo. So now I will get the output. Now this is running. The program is running. I'll get the output. It's a package example because you can see I've written the code here. It's a package example. So this is how you can execute a package in Java by using the notepad and through the command prompt. So this is the steps that are involved. So you can see that once on executing that command, a package is getting created. The package is getting created in the sense the folder is getting created. So the same thing, the same program you can execute in Eclipse also. The same program you can execute in Eclipse also. File, then it will be new Java project, something called what name I have not given. Okay, I'll just give it as package demo. I'll just call it as package package demo. Then next, next. Okay, and check this. Finish. So here I'll go to here. Right click on the source file. New class. New class. The class name I'll as usual I'll go with demo itself. Class name I'll give it as demo itself. See here package name. It is taking the default package. Now I'll give the package name as it's my package. It's my package. So if I click on the finish, see I'll get like this. So the some in the inner part of this code, I'll just copy from here. And I'll just paste it here. So I will save this. I'll save this. Okay. And let me check whether it will run or not. See, it is running. It is running, but you will not know, you will not understand how it is structured and all. The same output I'm getting here. So this is the when you run it through the Eclipse, it is very a simple process, very simple process. Here you should take care when creating the classes. The package name should be proper and the classes should be placed in the appropriate class name. So under this package itself, I can create more number of classes. So this is a simple example which involves the package demonstration, how you can execute the package from the Eclipse as well as from the um, IDE also. So now I will explain few more examples. So this is an example, a simple basic program. So now I will talk about the access control. The access control where I'd written four tables. Like I had shown it in the slides now. This one where there was some four tables. When you make a variable as private, how it can be accessed, all those things. Now we'll talk about those things. So first I'll explain the same program on this Eclipse IDE. Then we can proceed with the command prompt, because here the accessing will not be possible. So if the accessing is not possible, you will get an error. So every time when I run that command, every time when I compile that, I will get the error on that prompt. But in Eclipse means as soon as I type, if there is any error means it will be shown through the bulb itself. There will be a red color mark on that line indicating the error. So now let me explain the program. So already I've created a program. So already I have created a program. Um, what I did is, see, I will just tell the steps. I'll just tell the steps. First, I just went file, new project. I'll give it as package demo access. So it's a demo package demo access example. So click on the next, then finish. So package demo access. Okay. So don't create. I don't want the module to be created. So after this, After this, I went to the source file, new class name. So here the main class name I've given it as demo. And the package name is package one. So package one is uh, my package one name. So I just clicked on finish. So I got package one. So here I started adding classes. Here I started adding classes. One more class called there is one class called protection class. There is one class called protection class. And I created one more class called one was the protection class, one was the sample package. I think not the sample package, the same package. One class by the name same package, like the same package. Uh, and one more was the derived class. One more derived class. So in package one, four classes I've created. I mean, four files I've created, not the classes, four files. One is same package.java, protection.java, derived.java, demo.java. So this demo.java will contain the main function, the public static void main. So that is how I've done. So in addition to this, I created one more package also. I created one more package. So I'll call this as package 2, and the name was demo 1. I'll call it as demo 1. So I created one more package. And for that package also, I started adding classes. Um, like protect one class. I called it as protect 2, like this I've added classes. So I'm just telling you the structure. See, when I explained the program, when I was talking about this access programming example, what I told, we have two packages, P1, P2. So here I have classes like class A, class B, class C. So class C is inherited from class A, and we had classes like class D and D. Here D was having an inheritance from class A. Like this I explained. No. So now instead of class A, I am giving it as the name as protection. Class B, I'm calling it as, it is not derived now. So this is derived, and this is same package, same package. So this is some class called protection 2, and one more name is there that I will just tell when I'm explaining. So the same program class names, I'm just specifying with the different names when I'm explaining this. So uh, till now you know how to create different packages. I created different packages and I've placed different code for that. So this is regarding the creation. So now I will explain how I've created, or the what is the logic which I've written. I'll close all these things to prevent the confusion. So there is one package called P1. It contains one file called protection. So one file is called protection.java. So this protection.java contains four variables, of different access control. So this table. So one is, see, I'm not using any variable. So the first one will be default. A refers to default. Variable A means default access. Variable B means private access. Variable C means protected access. Variable D means public access. So four variables I've created A, B, C, D. For each of them I've given different access. One is default access, private access, protected access, public access. So this file I'm calling it as protection.java, and it is there in package P1. So it is there in package P1. So let me write that also. Write that also. Current slide. Okay. So there is one package called P1. So P1 contains one file, protection.java. So after this, I've created one more file called derived. So this derived it is deriving from protection. It is deriving from protection. The name is derived. So I have one more class under the same package, derived. Its name is derived, and it is deriving from protection. So for the sake of understanding, I'll just write it as protection. So after that, so here it is, here I've commented out this variable b. So here also I am trying to print abcd. I'm using the inheritance, so I can access the members of protection. So there is an inheritance relationship between protection and derived. There is an inheritance relationship between protection and derived. So whatever members of protections are there, whatever variables and functions that are there in protection class, that is available to derived class also. So that's why the protection class contains variable abcd. So I am trying to access abcd, but variable b is private. So variable b can be accessed only within the protection class. Outside the protection class, the variable b cannot be accessed even if it is in the same package. So these two classes are there in the same package itself. Protection and derived are there in the same class itself. So how do we know that? Means if I uncomment this, I'll get an error. The b is not accessible, the b is not visible. Like that, I will get an error. So one concept is clear. Protection private means it is accessible only within the class. Outside the class, it is not accessible even if it is there in the same package also. I have created one more file by the name same package.java. So same package.java. So one more file. So one more file to our list. One more file to our list. Same package. So it is same package, but there is no relationship between the classes. There is no inheritance relationship between the classes. So this is also some non-subclasses. This is non-subclasses. So this class can access public members. So this non-subclass can access what and all it can access. So as per the table, see, as per the one second, as per the table. So non-subclass can access. Um, Same package non-subclass can access default variable, protected variable, public variable. So uh, so the same thing, the same access, even if it is in same package also, it can access default, it can access protected, it can access public. It cannot access private. So if it tries to access private, you will get an error. So the second concept is clear. So now we have created three. Now we have created three files, and we are trying to call demo constructor. We are trying to call demo. Uh, See, this demo is one package which will contain uh, the main function, and I'm trying to call the respective class constructor. So I'll save this and I will run this. So errors exist in this project. So maybe the error is because of this package. So this package demo is there. No, I'll just remove this for time being. After that, when I'm explaining the other concept, I will just explain that. Okay, I'll just remove that for the time being. Okay, so now I'll run this. See, I'll get the output. I'll get the output where I'm able to access. You know that, if you see this, a means default. Default, this will be there in this protection. A means, see, a refers to the default, b refers to the private variable, c refers to the protected. Uh, One second. Okay. Some hierarchy thing. So I'll rectify this later. So now you can see that, uh, where is the output console? Okay. So now a means default, b is equal to 2 means private, c means protected, and d means public. So in the base constructor within the same class, within the same class, all the variables can be accessed. But when it is in derived class, in derived class. So derived constructor, you can access only A, C, D. So that's why you're able to print A, C, D. And similarly, in same package, where is that same package output? In same package constructor, you can access ACD. That means, that means, uh, you can see that, you can see, in the same class, first row, in the same class, private variable can be accessed, default variable can be accessed, protected can also be accessed. I'll just go to the slideshow, um, here. So within the same class, private accessible, A is accessible. So here, uh, this was variable A. Variable A was private. No, I'll just check the code once. Okay, 1 second. Too many tabs are open. So where is that Eclipse? Okay, so I'll just check the code. So A was default, B was private, C was protected. Okay. 1 second, and some issue is there. Okay. D was public, C was protected, and B was private. So within the same class, you are able to print A value, B value, C value, D value. Means everything was accessible. Everything was accessible. This scenario. uh, Scenario for protection class. So after that, because all these variables are there inside the protection class, and the next scenario, next situation, derived class. So derived class means same package subclass. Same package subclass means the derived class. So see, same class was protection. Derived, same package subclass means derived. So there you were not able to access B. There you were not able to access B, which you can see. So in derived class, I've commented out B. You were not able to access that. So that's why I've commented out. So B you were not able to access. Other thing you were able to access. So second situation, which is from the derived class. The third situation, same package, but no relationship, no inheritance relationship. So no inheritance relationship. So same package, but no inheritance relationship. So it is a non-subclass. Private member, no access. Other things I was able to access. Other things I was able to access. So this is the example. So this is the example. So this is the first example of this access modifier. So we had one package called P1. We had one package called P1. So in that package P1, we had three classes. Classes. So this hierarchy, I'll set it up later. All this project explorer and all. So I'll just drag it later. Just minimize this. Okay. So one scenario is clear, right? We had package P1. So in that package P1, we had three different category of access classes. Like one was the derived class, one was the non-sub class, and the other one was the normal class. So, and we tried to access different members. So we have seen this scenario. Where within the same class, private was accessible. First row was everything was yes. The second situation, private was not accessible, and third row, private was not accessible. Other things were accessible. Now we are going to deal with different package subclass. Now we are moving to different package. So different package means you check the code of protection 2 and other package. So now we are talking about different package. So now we are in other package. So I will just delete this. I will just erase this. I mean, I will just close this. We are in different package. So here I will try to create a class. Now I'll try to create a class called, I'll call it as demo1 to avoid confusion. I'll just call it as demo1. So I'll write the code for this later. I'll write the code for this later. See, from the other package, from the other package, from the other package, different package subclass. Here I'm see here I am having an inheritance relationship with the protection class. I'm deriving I'm making this protection class as the subclass of protection class. So the one row which I written like this. Here I written one statement, right? Here I written one statement like I had written protection class, then derived class, then one more class was same package class. So here derived class was from the protection. So similarly, there was one more class called protection 2 class. It was having the inheritance relationship from protection class. So this scenario, so this situation. So now what I'm doing means we have different package subclass. So here what is a different package subclass? The protection 2 is in different package. The protection 2 class is in different package P2, but it is having an inheritance relationship from the class that is there in package P1. So now it is trying to access A. What is this A? A is the default type. It is trying to access the variable A, which is there in package P1. Means it is there in protection class. It is there in protection class. It is trying to access A, but I will get an error. Why? Because you know that A is default. So when you are trying to fourth row, you just check the fourth row. We are in different package, and if I try to access a default modifier, the accessing is not possible. So that's why no. That's why I cannot access A. And similarly, if I try to access private variable, I will get an error. I will get an error. So that's why I cannot access. I cannot access a default variable A and a private variable B. I will get the error, but I can access protected variable and I can access public variable. I can access the protected variable and I can access the public variable. Similarly, I have other package. So other package means uh, the one more class. One second. The other package means okay. Okay, I just found this one. See, other package means some other class. This is some other class. This is some other class which is not having any relationship between this class. So there is no relationship between the classes in other package and also the classes in this package. So this is just one common class. So it is in another package. So this is the situation where it is in different package and there is no subclass relationship also. So for that, it can access only public variable and it cannot access other variables. So you can check the code for this. So here it can access only public variable. If it tries to access the protected, no inheritance relationship, you will get an error. If you try to access private variable, private cannot be accessed, you will get an error. If you try to access default variable outside the package, you will get the error. So now I'll just write a demo class. Now I'll just write a demo class. I'll just write a demo class. I'll copy this. To save the time, I'm just copying this. So I'll just copy the main function. The main is sufficient. The rest I'll write. Okay. So now here, I'll create object of protection 2 class. Protection 2. What is the class name? PROTE protection 2. That object name is equal to new protection 2. Okay. So I've created an object of protection class and I'll create an object of other package spelling other package uh, apk. I'll call it as apk is equal to new other package. So some spelling mistakes are there which I'll Okay. So I've created the two objects. So if I if I create objects and if I run this, I'll just I'll just access here. It will print only three variables. For protection two classes, it will print C and D, and for this other package, it will print only the value D, because only those codes are accessible. So you can check that. So for derived, it is printing only C and D, and for the other package, it is printing only D is equal to for the public variable which is accessible. So these are um, the examples which will demonstrate the usage of public access control. So this all these 5 points, all this table is covered in those examples. So uh, so this I've demonstrated in Eclipse so that you will understand it better. Because if I the same thing, if I try to explain there means, so I can write this line, I can write this line without comment also. So in Eclipse, if I write this, I'll get the message here itself. So this is not visible like that. But in the compiler, so this error will be thrown when I'm running that. When I'm running that, I'll get the message this p.b is not accessible. Like that, I will get the message. I will get the message. So in order to simplify, or in order to understand, in order to make you people understand, I've written like this. I've written um, the code like this. So any doubts here? Whether did you understand this concept? Did you understand this? Yes or no? See the same thing. The same thing. I'll just show this how it can be written in how it can be written how it can be written in here also. So I'll create a new text pad. So this file name is same package. So first I'll create a file by the name file save as same package dot java. So one file is created. Again, I'll create one more file. Same package is done. Same package is done. I'll create derived. This is derived now. Save as the same program, how it will look if I execute from the command prompt. So derived is also done. Derived is also done. Then I'll write protection.java. So protection.java file save as protection.java. After this, the last one, the demo one, control A, control C. In order to save the time, the same thing I'm writing here. So save as file save as demo.java. So if I go inside demo.java already exists. Yes, I just want to replace that. So now if I go inside this example folder, so you can see demo.java, derived.java, protection.java, same package.java is there. So how do I compile that? How do I compile that? So how do I compile this means the first thing is I should compile all this three files. So Java-D, how many files? Four files are there. No, first I'll compile protection.java. So if I do that, a package is created and it contains protection.class file. So after this, I'll compile protection.java is done. I'll compile one more file derived.java. So now once this is executed inside this file, you can see derived.class is being created. Similarly, one more file is same package. One more file is same package.java. One more file is same package.java. Same package.java. So once I execute this inside this P1, same package file is created. So after this, the last step, the demo. The file name is demo.java. Demo.java. So demo.java. Okay, some naming issue. 1 second, I'll just change that. Class name I've given it as capital D, no, so that's why. So now it will work. Okay, so now you can see here package P1 contains demo.class also. So now how do I run this program? So how do I run this program? If I want to run this program, the command will be Java space package name. Package name is P1 dot P1 dot what is the file name? Demo file. Demo file contains the main function. So you can see I'm getting the output. I'm getting the same output. So this is how you can run the program. This is how you can run the program. So sir, how do I know whether the error is whether we'll get the error or not? Means so if I try to uncomment this, so all these things you can do. So you just uncomment this. You just remove this comment. Okay, you just remove this comment. You save this. You just remove this comment. You just save this. You just save that. So once you save that and you try running this, at that point of time you will get an error. When you compile this derived.java, you will get an error. So these things, when you're trying in the command prompt, this will be done only when you try to execute it from the command prompt itself. But there means as soon as you uncomment, you will get the error. So that is how the IDE will simplify the process. So the similarly, I'll just I'd uncommented one file now. I'll just rectify that so that this program will get completed. So this I had uncommented. So I'll just comment this. I'll just show how it can be executed in command prompt. So now I'd created package P1 with 3 files in that. Now the same thing I'll repeat for package P2 also. So now the package P2, it should contain 2 files. It should contain 2 files. This we will call it as other package. This we will call it as the other package file. Save as other package dot Java. Other package dot Java, and one more file protection2.java. One more file protection2.java file. Save as protection protection 2 dot Java. Protection2 dot Java. Spelling, see the spelling should be correct. So otherwise we'll get an error. And this is demo one file. Save as demo1.java. So now the same process should be repeated. So when I run this, I'll confirm whether the files are there. So I've created protection2, other package, and demo1. So now I will compile that. So how do I compile? One is protection2.java. So the file is compiled. How do you confirm that? One folder is created by the package name P2 and I have a class. Then the second file will be other package. The second file will be um, other package. We have function called other package. So other package dot Java. So after that demo1. After that demo1. So now you can see this P2 contains 3 files. So if I run demo1, you'll get the exact output. Only for 3 variables will be displayed. Java package name is P2 dot demo1. So I'll run this. So you can see here 2 variables C and D is getting displayed, and here only 1 variable is getting displayed. So this is how the access protection works, or a new dimension will be given to the access protection through the usage of um, packages. So any doubts? Any doubts now? Did you understand these two concepts, access protection and um, what was one was the access protection and the other one was the simple package example. So um, so this is okay. So we can also we can also modify this. We can also have one more example. where we will be making use of the import statement. So which I'll discuss in the next class. So is it understood? Is it understood the way in which you can run the program in command prompt as well as in the um, one is in the command prompt and the other one is from the Eclipse. Any doubts here? Any doubts regarding the execution? Any doubts? Okay,
No,
fine,
sir.
fine. Then I'll just stop the session. So remaining we'll see in tomorrow's class.